morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So good to see your beautiful, bright faces this morning at the Plant Powered Show. I have the fabulous Jenny Morris here with me in the Checkers Plant Kitchen, and we're going to be making some incredible aubergine steaks. Is that right?
We are indeed.
And we've got some on the green side, beautiful fillets, which we'll be using in our dish as well. Jenny, tell us a bit more about what we're actually putting together here today.
Well, I was saying yesterday, she keeps asking me this question. I said, we're going to get happy mouths, happy campers. And if you haven't tasted this before, I don't endorse the product, just by the way, but it's a fine, fabulous, amazing product. So this one is an original one. And yesterday I did the Moroccan one, and I want to tell you, people were left here in their mouths were saying, leave me behind with her, I want more. It was really that good. It was fantastic. So this is my hero, and I'm going to add an avo. I have this effect on people. Did you see when Emma hugged me? It went, would you like to touch me, sir?
High vibrations.
Can you imagine if a man touches me, what's going to happen? That's my husband from heaven saying, don't go there. So I just want to do a little Mediterranean something using, hello, Miss Pesto Princess. How are you, darling? You could have brought me some of your beautiful pesto. Never mind. Aubergine steaks, lovely. I'm going to, well, they've been degorged. You know what that means, hey, sweetheart? We put salt on them and let them sweat. And once they've sweated, we put them under a cold little shower of water, and then we squeeze them until all the water's out, because this is like a sponge. And what happens is that by degorging, you're actually collapsing the membrane. And by collapsing the membrane, what happens is it absorbs less oil. Okay, so we're going to get started with sticking those into the pan. And then I will go through all of my ingredients. And I would not be Jenny if I didn't add an avo to everything. So
and they're in season, which is fabulous. I love it whenever that March, April time comes around. We all know avos
all the way almost to November.
Back.
Almost to November, because what has happened now, the growers have extended because they're planting different varietals,
yes,
which is fantastic. My best is, I think this one is a Pinkerton. But you know it's a little dark one. And people call it a Haas. It's not a Haas, it's a Haas.
It's a Haas.
Haas, not Haas. Now, there's a prize to be won later. So it's called Haas, not Haas, okay? And when it's, sometimes, even when they are green, but when they are dark like that, they're ready to eat, just remember. Okay, so I've got some nice
hot pan with the olive oil.
I've got some pans going here.
I love that you mentioned the trick about salting and then rinsing and squeezing out the aubergine, because I end up using about a quarter of a cup of olive oil just to get them going, because they really do suck up that oil.
And you can paint it, you don't need to olive oil, put it on your body, drink it, like a tablespoon a day, girls. Keep you regular, makes you smile. There's a standout here, ladies. You've got to go, I think it's, what is it called? Anara.
They've got fabulous olive oils just outside.
No, they've got girl products there. Girls, go and have a look when you leave here. It's amazing stuff. Yes, now there's lots of olive oil on the show. Okay, so we're going to do this, and
it's getting all
getting it all going.
Here.
Absolutely.
Having some fun in the kitchen.
Lots of fun in my kitchen, girl. So over here, what I've done is you can pull this breast. It looks beautiful.
So this is the product that we're using.
And you can warm it if you want to. Put in a little bit of olive oil, because when you warm it, it kind of opens the fibers a little bit more, releases more flavor. I like things at room temperature. Yes, darling. It's a vegan 100 and 100.
You're welcome to have a look.
And 1,000. Promise. So over here we've got some, mint. I like the stalks in the mint, unless they're all rough and scoff and a little bit woody and old like me, then I just discard them. But when they're young and tender, well, we add them. Spring onions. I love spring onions. Very, very good for you. It's my holy trinity. I'm like a Chinese. I like that. A little bit of salt. Here's a little secret for you. I like to salt the mint and the spring onion together, because what happens is the salt releases the liquids and it creates this beautiful, it's like an onion syrup.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it's really delicious, and then it's not quite so harsh.
It's a great tip.
It's beautiful. And I have a son who doesn't want any onions in his potato salad, but he loves the flavor. So I'll make him like a toasted cheese with tomato and onion. I've got to take it off. Okay, can you believe it? So what I do for him is I sweat that onion, darling, until that syrup runs like a river. I strain it onto his potato salad, and he's like, oh, Mom, I love it. I can't even put greens in it. So that's what I do, and even chop the parsley into it just to get it flavored, because he's got this whole textural thing going on in his head. I think he's anal, but never mind. I meant to say annual, sorry. He doesn't like textures.
Yeah.
Doesn't like. Now have a look at this. You know what I love about an aubergine? For me, it's a vegetarian steak. Isn't it gorgeous? And the thicker you cut it, the better it is. So if you want to want to have a big, thick cut one, put your color on it and then just finish it off in the oven, because there's nothing worse than, lots of things are lovely raw, but not an aubergine or a potato. So you want that rawness to go, just finish it off in the oven. Or if you have a friend called Mike will give you a hand nuke it. And if you don't do nuking, stick it in the oven or build a fire. Whichever way you want to, just get it to collapse so you have that beautiful, rich, creamy flesh. I love that when that happens. Okay, so this is going.
The color's looking fantastic here,
It's
Jenny.
nice. It's really, really
Beautiful.
nice. Do you want to try mine? Do you want to try my dish? You do? All right, then I'll cook this properly.
Not just a demonstration then, we'll actually cook it all the way.
All right, so these are going to go, and while they are happening, I've put a little bit more olive oil, because now this is going to form part of my dressing. Okay? So we come back to this side where I've got the onions. I can actually see the onions have already started to sweat. I can actually see the syrup is starting to release itself. And I'm going to take my tender fillets, my tender grilled fillets, and I'm going to just pop them into there, because at this point I really want those flavors. Do you want to get rid of that, my sweetheart?
Sure.
I need the flavors to really start to get to know each other. They want to be friends. They want to make your mouth love you. Yes, darling, I promise you. It'll happen. So we've got that going, and it's going to just slowly infuse that lovely spring onion flavor into that. This is starting to collapse nicely now. You can always, oh, look at that.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that incredible?
Absolutely stunning.
Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so that's cooking its way. I'm going to come back to this side, and I'm going to make a dressing. Do you like chili?
Yes.
Do you like it hot?
Love a
How
bit of
hot do you
chili.
like it? Show me. Do you like it? Blow your brooks off hot. Take the enamel off your teeth hot. Okay, upside down in the shower hot. Or do you just like it nice and warm? Nice and warm? I'll put the whole lot in then. No, there's some left. And so we're going to do that, and then lemon zest. These, I love those lemon golds. I love them.
Oh, beautiful.
The zest for me, there are two things about a lemon. The juice, a lot of people, just say you're making a lovely green salad, a broccoli salad, or green bean, or marsh too, or whatever the case may be. You put all your lemon juice on it because you think you're flavoring it. You're not. That's acid. It's cooking it. So it's still tasty. Comes to the table, and what's wrong with it? Can I have some basil pesto, please, pesto princess, to top my... and then it looks manky. Tastes good. So you put the zest in first, because that's where all that beautiful perfume is. That's exactly where all those lovely aromatic oils are. So that is now going to flavor. And at the end, you add your lemon juice, if there's anything green that you're using. Okay. Oh, look at that.
Oh, those are really looking fantastic
They
now.
are
Beautiful
perfectly
color.
perfect, yes. Okay. So,
And you don't add any salt or pepper onto them now?
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. I'll put a little bit of salt, because normally what I do is I'll wash my finger, okay, because you are going to taste this. I normally do this, but I can still taste salt in there from the degorging.
Okay,
Yeah, so I'm going
right.
to just wash this finger.
But they do
Because I know
look
you'll go
beautiful.
behind
If you
my
wanna
back
come
and
up
say
and
she
have a
licks
little
the
closer
food.
look, you're
She
welcome
licks the
to.
food. But that's what if you don't want anyone to eat off your plate when you disappear, you lick it. While they're watching, they won't touch it. Trust me. Trust me. So we're going to do one single portion. There's a very handsome man sitting right at the back. So I think I'm going to make you, are you single? Are you ready to mingle? I'm going to make you that single portion, and you will tell the truth, that whether you like it or not. If you hate it, you'll be quiet. Okay, so I'm going to plate that for you. because it's always nice to have that lovely single plating. And we're going to quickly finish off with some avocado, which we're going to top it with. I mean, this is green gold, as you know. So we're going to just remove that.
Absolutely beautiful and creamy.
Isn't it gorgeous? Very, very creamy. What I love about Ava is it's a complete meal. It's just got everything going for it. My granddaughter, her name is Alexi. She's 18 months old, eats anything green, doesn't touch a sweet, nothing. Hugs the olive oil bottle. You've got to see this child. You can't believe it. Loves enoki mushrooms. I make her this broth, and she just sucks it up like, and she holds that spoon, and she doesn't, not a drop ever since 4.5 months. Loves it, and she's as slim and gorgeous like her granny. Well, when her granny was 20. So I'm going to you can use sesame oil. Sesame oil is fantastic, or you can use some delicious tahina, which is sesame paste, which once again is very, very good for you. A lot of people say, I'm such a purist, I'm going to make it from scratch. You can take the seeds, grind them and pound them and turn them into something delicious. But really, you can buy some really good products on the show to take home. And the one thing about sesame, if you do have sesame oil, here's a little tip for you. Don't buy big bottles. Don't buy in bulk unless you like me. We drink it. Just buy small bottles, and you can actually keep it in the fridge because it goes rancid very, very quickly. It's like a woman. It's a little bit temperamental. The minute it gets hot, oh my goodness, it goes off. So just be very, very careful. Use it. If you buy it, you must use it, okay? So I'm going to just give this a beautiful little run around. And, I wonder, do you like garlic?
Yes.
Do you have a little grater or a little microplane I can grate this with, my darling? You see, garlic's very good for you. They call it the stinking rose, and who cares? I don't care. I'm a widow now. I can smell any way I like. But seriously, this is so good for you.
I think we're going to have it as is, Jenny.
Oh, dear.
Little bit of chopping work.
Yeah, I don't want to chop it. I wanted it to be a mushy. But this is fine. A little bit. If anyone gets in your way here, you go, kiss me, and it's like Moses parting the water. They'll just move, and you can walk ahead. So the thing about garlic is that it's very antibacterial. Oh, this cook is fiddling in my pan.
These are getting beautiful and soft.
Yes, thank you very much. That's very good. Is it on or off?
That one I think is still on.
You can transfer those into here, Tutti.
I will.
That's my girl. So the thing about this is antibacterial, it's antibiotic, am I right? And my husband, who used to say, don't put garlic in the food, he loved it. He really, really loved it. And I am very excessive. Everything I do is big and bold and large and in charge, and I like bold flavors. So he would see me make a tomato brie and see 12 cloves of garlic go, and it almost hit the roof. Seriously. So I do everything. I said, like beans, wouldn't eat beans. I said, liquid, I kill them. He loved the soup, didn't know what he was eating. So the thing with garlic is a lot of people don't like the pungency of garlic, and this is what he would smell when he would come into the kitchen, because as a chef, you prep everything like this. You have all your little bowls happening, and once there are two compounds in garlic, and when they come together, that's when the aroma or the perfume or the stink happens. So always chop it just before you're going to use it, and you won't get that heavy. It's a lovely, lovely little sweet garlic flavor. And it's nice to chew it, actually. Today you shall chew. Look at that. So we have our garlic going into there, and then a little bit of sweetness. One needs to always counter with a little bit of sweetness. So we have some beautiful maple syrup happening over here. And I'm going to just give this a good old stir. Some lemon juice. Yeah. We get that going. And I'm actually going to add some hummus to this, but I'm going to actually spread my hummus straight onto...
Need a spoon?
Yeah, thank you. We're going to go straight down onto our veggies with that, thanks, sweetheart. So I'm going to do the first one. This makes the most beautiful main course. If you're going to do this as a main course for a dinner, pack it threefold, and then serve whatever you want on the side. As a starter, you can just do it like this, just with one. And some avocado onto that. Here she is. You can cut it into little blocks. You can actually serve it any which way that you like. You can do it into blocks. Do you know, I just got this juice from that, what's that called?
Juice Revolution.
Revolution.
Yes.
This celery juice is delicious. Make a beautiful soup or salad dressing. I feel like cooking with it now. Okay, so we've got that there. I'm going to take a little bit of olive oil, my darling.
Here we go.
Thank you. And the chicken, if you can pass me
Yes.
the chicken.
Looking good with our mixture of the spring onions and milk,
Yes,
right?
thank you. And could you whisk this for me if you don't mind?
No
Because
problem.
you're being so helpful to your mother. You might as well
I'll
work,
come round
work
and-
hard.
Yeah, give me a
There we
job
go.
to do.
Yes.
There you go.
Yum, yum. A little bit of salt. Some salt, and off you go. Now, normally you would put
My
the
workout
salt
for
in
the
with the
day.
lemon juice and the olive oil afterwards because oil and salt don't really dissolve, but I don't care. It's for you, so it's fine. I'm teasing. This is called menopause. So we're going to give that.
Thank
And
you.
then we're going to mix our dressing into our beautiful tender fillets. Because I'm greedy, I'm going to put another little bit more of this on here. Then I'm going to make a big one that you can all share. Do you like that idea? Good.
Is
Throw
this ready
that
to
in
put
here.
in?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Just show you all. There we
There
go.
we go.
What it
And I
looks
promise
like.
you there's not enough chili in here.
You can always add a little bit more.
I'll give it to that man at the back.
Beautiful.
I'll heat him up.
He's looking keen already.
He's very keen. Are you keen, darling? Isn't he young and gorgeous? Look at him. So would you like to come to the front? But you have to strut, otherwise you're not going to get fed. That's... Give him a round of applause. He's brave. He's living brave. He's getting the Jenny treatment. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. That gentleman's name is Ray, and he's my housemate. He's my house husband, and he looks after me. Hello, my Reiki. He's not my boyfriend. Not my Parmesan daddy. He's not my boyfriend. He's my friend. And he looks after me, and he loves me. So, Ray, I'm going to... Okay, we've got knife and fork, my sweetheart. Look at that. Look
See
at
what
that.
we-
Doesn't that look beautiful?
It looks beautiful.
Shame, I always make this man
Get a
blush.
knife and fork quickly.
Okay, I think I'm going to stick you there and find you a knife and fork, and then you can quietly sit and eat it. Are we doing a little prize giving? Is this... Can I use some on my salad? Okay. Can you take out the basil for me?
We're getting a knife and fork in a second.
Lovely, and then Mr. Ray can sit there. So now this also makes a beautiful platter. If you're wanting to serve this to family and friends al fresco, it makes the most beautiful, beautiful platter food. Okay? So we go...
Oh, they just look so beautiful.
Aren't they gorgeous?
And we are using these gorgeous platters and bowls from Mervyn Gares.
Yes.
They look absolutely stunning. And some beautiful Le Creuset products here as well. And we will be giving away a little Le Creuset prize at the end. I will be asking a question.
Right
So
at the end only.
Make sure you've been paying attention to everything Jenny's had to say today.
Can I ask the question?
You can ask the question
Can
if you
I?
like.
Okay. Okay.
That
Ray
looks
is such a
beautiful.
foodie. He's a real foodie, and he's terribly honest, so he better shut up.
You got the knife and fork, I see you trying it. Good? All good? Fantastic.
Is the knife and fork perfect or the food,
The
Mr.
food.
Ray? Is the food good? I'm loving you, darling. Okay. When my husband passed away, Ray looked after me, and he still does. He's a very good family friend, and he's a wonderful foodie, and he's my plus one. I take him everywhere. And then everyone looks at me and says, but your husband hasn't been dead a year and you're with a man. Well, I love you, Reiki. So let's put some avo. How's that?
Beautiful.
Hey, my hands are a little bit avoed, but I mean, what can you know that? I'm going to wash them, and I licked that finger and I washed it, so you don't mind. Okay, unless I lick that, you can't have any. Oh dear. Yeah, my husband used to get quite intimidated by young men when I used to go onto these shows. He used to say, Jennifer, you need to behave yourself now and stop it. So I used to say, no, it's all good, darling. He used to say, no, you really have to. But he adored me. He was my shadow. He was front, behind, beside. He was always there for me. And he used to say to me, because we had 40 years, 40 amazing years together. And he used to say to me, you know what I love about our relationship is the communication we have. So we never went to bed angry, ever. We never fought. We'd argue, but we never fought. And he used to say, and that's what I love about you, is that I can say anything to you and you don't take it you take it seriously, but you don't take it to heart. So he said, but I just want to, in fact, the last show I did with him, he said to me, I want to just say something to you before you go to do the show. So I said, well, what is it? So he said, don't get cross with me. Now, the minute a man says that to a woman, our hair stands up on the back of our neck, right? And I'm like, okay, why would I be cross? He said, I just want to say something to you. And I'm like, spit it out. Say it. So he said, all right, I'll just say it. Do you know what I miss about us? And I thought, oh, don't go there. He said, you know what I miss about us? I said, what, my love? He said, I miss putting my head back in the pillows and rolling my head from side to, oh, actually, this is in poor taste now, rolling my head from side to side to side, gasping for breath and calling your name. And I said, sweetheart, I can fix that in 30 seconds. And I took the pillow and I pushed it down hard over his face. He was gasping for breath and calling me names. But maybe that's not an appropriate one now that he's not with me any longer. But he loves me. So that's my +1. Right, look at us. I think we're right at the end of our little thing.
Beautiful and colorful with the red pepper.
Isn't it nice?
And we've got the crunch from those pumpkin seeds. Are they toasted pumpkin seeds, Jenny?
Always, any seed. I always toast any seed. And the reason why I like to toast them is it releases those beautiful oils and gives me texture. Look at that.
And this is actually a great meal for those who don't eat bread or, for example, like wheat intolerant, because we just have our aubergines as the base.
Yes.
And so we've got our good veggies, we've got our beautiful fillets.
Yes.
Which now have that flavor from the tahina mix with the mint and the spring onions.
And
Fantastic.
you said bread. There's a bread stand here called, I think, the French Revolution. Oh, my goodness. Go and taste their bread. Tell them Jenny Morris sent you. I've got a very high sugar, and I can't eat bread because I've only got like a half a pancreas. And I want to tell you something. They've got a bread there. They've got one for diabetics or one for celiacs. They've got a bread for everything. Unbelievable.
Incredible.
So here you have it. You can chop some lovely fresh herbs onto it, some rosemary or some parsley or some coriander. You can put sesame seeds with it as well.
Basil even? Would basil work on here?
Basil would be fantastic with it. In fact, we got some
In fact,
basil
I've got
there.
a little bit of basil
so I'm
here.
going to invite you up to come and have a little taste. This
just
young,
give these a
gorgeous
rinse.
woman is going to cut it up for you because I'm not fighting with you about how big or how small it is. And please come up and have a taste, and thank you for joining me. Thank you very much.
You're
And
welcome to come
go
join
and
us.
try that bread. Go and try that bread. They've got pita breads. They've got all kinds of breads. Stunning. Miss Pesto Princess, I'm going to anoint this and crown it with basil pesto because it's going to work like a dream. Now, where's my basil pesto?
Oh, is it in the bag?
Now,
Here we go.
Can I say something about you, Catherine? I remember Catherine wearing that little wreath on her head. Pesto Princess started at a show. How many years ago, Kath? 24 years ago.
Beautiful product.
Makes me feel very old.
Jenny,
But
which
look
one do you
how
want to
you've
open?
grown.
The basil and lemon?
Basil.
Yeah?
Because
We've got basil and
this is,
chili as well.
No, we'll do. Can you open that one for me?
Okay. Uh-oh.
The thing about you is that your product has never changed, and it's been absolutely consistent. My second eldest now is 33. He grew up on this from a certain age, and Darren buys it. My fridge is full of it. My kids buy it because they're so brand washed. Got a beautiful product. Thank you, darling. Right, you're going to cut this up because how on earth are we
boy.
going to serve it?
I'll have to make enough portions for everyone here.
No. All you do is you just go like so.
I'll just slice it, mix it up a bit.
No, mix it
But
up.
this is
We're going to mix it
beautiful.
up just so you
Make
can
sure we
get
get
the
some nice
flavors.
pics before
Yeah.
we cut a double up.
There we go.
Thank you, Jenny. This has been
Thank you.
absolutely fantastic. Thank you for sharing your beautiful recipe with us and all your stories and for sharing your time. Thank you
I'm
so
just
much.
wasting
And thank you
your
all
time.
for coming through to the Checkers Plant Kitchen.